Hi everybody, I'm Janine Davis of James Davis and Associates. I believe everyone can succeed and be happy with the right encouragement, inspiration, and motivation. I'm here today with another episode of Today on the Blog. Today on the blog, we're talking about 5 ways to take action now. You can beat procrastination. You can do what you have to do. And we're going to tell you 5 ways to do it. Now, those of you who've been around here for a while, now I'm a church girl. And one of my favorite passages from the Bible is from 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. And it says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." And it's just a reminder to me that we are powerful, we are strong, and we don't have to be afraid. And even if we are afraid, we can push through it and still get done what needs to get done. And that's an important thing to realize. It's magnificent to take action now and win because there is no reward for fear. People often ask me how I get the courage to take action now and keep going when things are hard. And I say, I'm a church girl. I just push forward. And my faith is inseparable to me from who I am as a person. And I hang my head on that piece of scripture I just told you. Even if you're not a church girl, just remember that you are born with a spirit of power and strength. You don't have to let fear overcome you. You don't have to be afraid to grow and succeed. You can have something inside you that outweighs all that fear. And I have 5 really just concrete steps for you to use to help you overcome fear, help you to get past that thing that keeps you from doing what you need to do to succeed in your world. First of all, make a chart of pros and cons. Literally make a chart. Get out a pen and paper, or you know me, the electronic device. On one side, you write down all the good things that can happen from you taking action now. On the other side, write down all the cons. But don't stop there, because if you're a negative Nelly, you may have that list of cons outweigh your list of pros, and that'll be your excuse to not do what you need to do. So then you take that list of cons and you figure out a way to overcome all of them. And that way, once you can do that, there's nothing to stop you from taking action now and getting done what you need to get done. The second step is just ignore the fear and push forward. I mean, they've all been in situations like that where we have to go someplace. It's late at night, it's dark, you're alone, and you have to leave from work to go home, or from home to go to work, or any place to go someplace else. And you're scared, but you gotta go. So you just go. You can do that in all kinds of situations in your life. When you have to go for a promotion, when you have to ask for new business, when you're looking for a job, when you're trying to do anything in life, you just go. Just literally suck it up and push forward and go. Do that thing that you're afraid of. Don't let the fear stop you. Now, this third one is actually my item of choice. This is the one that I do more than anything else. I make a list of the best case outcomes and the worst case outcomes. And so I have a list. What's the best thing that can happen if I take action now and do this thing? On the other side, I make a list of the worst things that can happen. And if I can handle the worst things, and I always can, that's what's so interesting about it. We spend so much time fearing the worst case scenario, but when we sit down and actually look at that list that we've created of the worst case scenarios, most times we can get through that. We can deal with those worst case scenarios. And once you see that, you know you can handle the best case, you know you can handle the worst case, and then it gives you the courage, the strength, or at least a little bit of for a minute to push forward and do what you need to do. Another item is for those of you who like to journal. Start journaling the times you faced fear and won. From now on, every time something scares you and you don't want to do it because you're scared, don't live in that fear. Write down a time in the past where you faced fear and you won. You were scared to try a new food. You tried it. You didn't die. You were afraid you weren't going to do well on the test. You passed. You were afraid to give birth to children, you did it. You were afraid to get married, you did it. You were afraid to stay single, you did it. Whatever it's been that you've been afraid to do and you've done it and succeeded, start keeping a journal of that. That way when fear comes along again and you need to get something done but you're afraid to do it, you look at that list and you realize you are a conqueror. You are a victor. You have faced fear in the past and won. And since you did it before, you can do it again. So that's what you need to do. Finally, and this is a really great one, recruit a friend to be your cheerleader. And it's simple. I have this thing where I tell people, look, when you recruit somebody to be your cheerleader, you're going to have a 2-minute phone call or a 2-minute text session. And you're going to say, hey, I need you to push. I need a cheerleader push. And that's code for that person to say to you, you can do this. Stop being afraid and don't move. Keep being afraid, just move. You can do this. I mean, everybody has a point in life where you're afraid to move and you need a friendly push or really push. And so you have a friend who her whole job during this push session is to just hype you up. My daughters call it gas you up. They take pictures of each other outside, and one is a photographer, the other is the gasser upper, and then the third sister is getting the pictures taken. And the gasser upper person, I know that's not the technical name, but the young people, they got some fancy name for it. But they just gas her. Woo, girl, you look good. Oh, you are a snack. How you doing? Oh, that picture is good. And that makes the person who's getting their picture taken feel better, more confident, makes them smile a little brighter. That's what your cheerleader friend is going to do for you. Her whole job is to tell you, yes, you can. Get up and do it now. That's all you're going to talk about during this 2-minute phone conversation. That's all you're going to talk about during this 2-minute text session. It's just gassing you up to do that thing that you're scared to do. She's going to just let you know, go ahead and do it. I don't care you're scared. Do it, girl. You can do it. You've done stuff like this before. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. That's all you're going to talk about during the cheer session. If there's other stuff you guys want to talk about, you hang up. Literally, I'm not joking. Literally hang up and start a whole new conversation, because these cheerleader sessions are precious. They're only for cheerleading. And if you keep them only for cheerleading, when you need it, your person will be able to do it for you. You won't have to worry that they're too busy. Because if it's an emergency cheerleader situation, they can give you 2 minutes while they're cooking dinner. They can give you 2 minutes while they're on their way someplace. It's a 2-minute call. They can hype you up, gas you up, do whatever they need to do to convince you, and then you keep moving on. The bottom line with all of this is fear is real. I'm never going to tell you fear is not real. I have been in scary situations in my life. I got married. I went to law school. I took the bar exam. I was in a hit and run accident where 2 of my children were with me and one of them almost died. That's fear. That's scary. That's real. And I would never say to myself or anyone in those type of situations, you don't need to be afraid. Sometimes you do need to be afraid. Fear is real. But fear does not have to paralyze us. Fear does not have to keep us from doing what we need to do. Fear does not have to be the end all and be all in life. You can have fear and still push forward. You can have fear and still do what you need to do. You can have fear and still succeed at whatever it is that you want to do. So the fear is real. The fear exists. The trick is use one of these 5 techniques to overcome that fear for a moment, or to be able to keep doing what you need to do even though the fear is there. I'm going to give you those 5 tips one more time. Number 1, make a chart of your pros and cons. Number 2, ignore the fear and push forward. Number 3, make a list of the best and worst possible outcomes. Number 4, journal. Start a journal of times that you faced fear in the past and won. Number 5, recruit a friend to be your cheerleader. So you can go check this out on the blog. It's bit.ly/jworldblog. And you just go there and you add your comments. In the comments, why don't you share some ways that you've conquered fear in the past? Things that you've done when you were afraid to do something, but you did it anyway, and you found a way to push through the fear or push with the fear and get done what you need to get done. That will be helpful for our other readers to check out your comments and how you have done this in the past. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Today on the Blog. Bye, everybody.